Watcher, I wanted to ask you about Maya, if you don't mind. Gods, where do I even start? Well, for one, I think we get along real swimmingly. Too swimmingly. It's the strangest thing, but sometimes when she's nearby, my heart gets to lurching in my chest like some wounded thing, and my stomach twists up. Especially when she kills someone, or she laughs. No, that can't be right. She's not a person of the cloth. Not only is she not a godite, but, well, she doesn't regularly regard any god, aside from nursing a healthy respect for Andra. We'd be a terrible match, surely. My high priestess would say it ought to be, but no, for me, I suppose it's not. For Maya, I can look past it. But what do I do? How do I proceed, specifically? She's usually the one bringing trinkets back for me. I think you've got the way of it. Might be she'd like a gift for a change. Wish me luck, Watcher, because I'm sure I'm gonna need it.
Watcher, what a surprise to see you again.
If the rioters in Defiance Bay knew he was here, they'd be on the next boat to Deadfire, with a cargo, a rope, and torches.
I see we've all moved up in the world, haven't we? I assume you're here to raise the tower. No? Smash the machines, then? Relieve yourself all over the diagrams? Well, that's what happens, isn't it? When an ignorant mob burns down your place of employment, you move on. Director Castell was desperate for learned academics, and Neketaka, being so distant from Brackenberry, did much to recommend it. We do fine work here, not as personally fulfilling as my time in the sanitarium, but exciting in its way. The Huana have a much more forward-thinking stance on the sciences, so it's easier to find volunteers. Of which you are the latest, I hear. I look forward to working with you. Always.
Hope you're keeping busy, Watcher. We're still running some small tests. Not quite ready for the real thing. What can I do for you? Sure thing, amico. Comes with the job, doesn't it? Well, a few years in a deer will do that to you. Up to your armpits in jungle mud, insects, and snotty nobles.
Which is why we stay indoors and take up civilized habits, like proper enunciation.
Oh, things are much different here. The Huana may not have the same passion for the field as the Republics, but we understand we're doing research, not sacrificing children to wolves or whatever it is the Deerwood believes. So, no riots. Fortunately, news out of the Deerwood doesn't mean much to this lot. It took us a few months to adapt. A few bad shocks too before we finished proofing the machinery against rain. I like to think it lends it all a little drama, no? Besides, how better to honor Helia than with invention? For now, nay? No trouble if you think of anything else, amico.
Hunter, do you come to serve your coin bond? Then our clients have transmuted gold into justice. You have proven to me that you know the value of a coin bond. There is more work for you, if you'll have it. Anadire the Siren haunts the rocky shore and steers ships to a watery grave. The surviving crews of a dozen vessels have rallied their coin against her. She can be found in the western isles of the great Kua Urakuhu chain. Your coin bond has muffled a killing song. Excellent work. We are not finished. Your bond is needed again, and if your purse has room, we may help each other. Ikorno, a wizard of great cunning, slays Mataru warriors in single combat. Some accuse him of being an agent of Rawatai. They have forged a coin bond to see him killed.
A waste of money. If he was one of our agents, he wouldn't have gotten caught.
It is not for us to say what is right or true, only to keep our vows. Ikorno pages through his grimoire in the central aisles of the Kua Orakuhu chain. Imagine what we could make of these aisles if more Huana knew how to use coin as a weapon. Our work is almost finished. Your bond nearly exhausted, I say. The Rathun warlord Yarza Gabrant has been terrorizing merchant ships across the archipelago. He seems to think that the islands require his protection. He was last seen taking shelter on an island in the southern midpoint of Magran's Teeth. The coin does not wish him to stifle trade. Enemies have bonded their funds to see this monster slain. There is great power in a promise kept, and great rewards. You have served your coin bond with distinction. Go and line your pockets with riches exchanged for promises fulfilled. I will do the same.
Would you care to enjoy the bath's offerings? The price is 1,000 copper. A prudent question. The bathwaters are infused with hand-refined luminous adra, which promotes a holistic balance of the humors. Because of luminous adra's remarkable qualities, it is also a significant investment to both supply and maintain. Ganor may tell you more if you're curious. He is something of an amateur alchemist, in addition to being a businessman of remarkable skill and insight. Would that it were so. Ganor would make good money, and perhaps I would receive a raise, yes? You, I like. We see eye to eye on many things, I suspect. A small discount for you, friend, for making me laugh. 900 copper. Arms and armor are not allowed in the baths. Should you wish to bathe, you will need to change into your bathing attire.
I don't see the point of this. We're just gonna get dirty again when we go back outside.
You know, I was just thinking of a way to help the little tribal that would also screw over the Valian Trading Company, but you beat me to it. You're becoming quite the asset. Not that the company needs help eating itself from the inside. Sharp. I like that. Once you're coached up and guided in the right direction, I think you'll do very well indeed. If you have any inclination to aid the Huana as a whole, rather than save one pitiful village at a time, you could do worse than tour Imperial Command at the Brass Citadel. Pay us a visit, why don't you?
Ak, my little privateer. You have news for me? Perfetto. A fitting test of your skills and a promising beginning for us both. It goes without saying that I have more work for you if you have the space for more coin. The company is always eager to hunt pirates. My contacts have one by the name of Veen in their spyglass. Veen is a Vithrak, if such things matter to you. Gets in your head, they say. Gelarde. You can catch up to Veen as he sails the Dow reckless far east of Neketaka, past the Kuaorikuhu Islands, no doubt thinking himself beyond our reach.
Ado, my hunter. To what do I owe this delight? I hope I will still find this disgusting when I am important enough to toast with the elite bounty hunters. I tell them all that the captain of your ship will always be my favorite hunter. A sea troll has been making a name for himself raiding fishing villages with his minions. They call him Tahe. That's thief to the locals. I hear the Huana hate few things more than a food stealer. Warriors fan out to catch the fiend, but so far they have no luck. Tahe can't have roamed far from his latest raid on an island southwest of Neketaka.
Watcher, if you have a moment, I'd like to tell you something. I appreciate that you have been helping me, helping the Republics. I know that you have an important purpose in the Deadfire, and that purpose is not the same as ours. Still, I hope you can see the potential the Republics have to do good here. Quite, but I trust you will continue to support us in the future. Gores.
Speak your mind, Captain. Hey, Captain. I've got something on my mind. Could use a second opinion is all. You probably noticed that Shodi and I have been getting awfully cozy. She's been real complimentary, and we had ourselves a moment below deck. Nothing I didn't already know, but she put a nice twist on it. When she's around, it's like I've been standing in a crow's nest for too long and finally spotted a hint of land. Shodi's a lot like her lantern. You can see straight through, but she's got a flame inside that never goes out. I like that about her. I want to see what my Firefly can do, and I know she's keen on showing me. But it's been years since I was landlocked with someone. I'm worried about cracking those glass windows of hers. I don't want to risk her flame going out. You're right about that. Could be that I'm the one that needs to toughen up for a change. I don't want to sound like I'm not interested. Far from it. It's just that these things usually happen as a matter of necessity. When you're on a month-long voyage and the need takes over, you learn to think of privacy, options, and planning as luxuries. That's what has me worried. It's a new kind of vulnerable. I guess life is just tossing yourself in someone's direction and hoping they catch you on the first try. I appreciate you taking the time to hear me out, Captain.
Ahoy, Captain. What can I do you for? I espy a lurking question, Cap. I were born into slavery, Cap. I never knew no father save Romaro and don't much remember my mother. I do remember the day they tore me from her arms. Her screams. Kind of thing that leaves a mark. It'd have been one thing if I was purchased for labor. To lift or farm or fix or what do you have. But they bought me to fight. Threw me in a fucking pit. Set me against other slaves. Ain't your sin to carry, Cap. They transported me twixt one pit and the next by ship. And they would set me swabbing decks. One eve, the sorcerer fell upon them sneaking up in the sunset. When blades were drawn, I availed myself of one. Found myself a little justice. Romaro brought me aboard the sorcerer. The rest of the story's old.
Extinguished or crushed. Us all, Defiler. You are not mistaken. I am but one of Margaren's elite champions, birthed from her flames, soon reunited in glory. Damned Reaper of souls and God of lies, Margaren's most foul enemy. Servants of the Defiler God, damn you!
Well, that was worth doing, even if we got nothing in return.
Kith trespasses in the goddess's maw? But how? You must seek to follow in your Defiler god's footsteps. You will not, for I will smite you where you stand!
Hold, Sega! I would speak to this filthy minion of the wretched god Aethys before you char his bones to dust. You must possess an unfathomable power to have kindled the interest of such a giant. Yet you imply you do not serve him.
Rakir, move! We cannot allow these intruders to live.
You would face us in battle rather than flee? I like your mettle. Kethu does not cower before Margren's greatest warriors. We have not yet defeated the embodied god, but that does not mean we won't. The Drotiger is readying another assault from within the Jagged Keep as we speak. I will permit you to scamper closer to God's face, if you believe you can survive. Scurry deeper into the maw, but know that my brethren may squash you. First, we recover the wounded and their weapons, drag them into the Jagged Keep. After that, we will join the Drotiger and the others in a secondary assault, yes. And then, we will kill a god. Our duty is foremost to Margren. We guard the moor to its fiery end.
All who neared the intruder god were gutted until extinguished. You think your soul could last even half so long as Rathun's?
Maybe the Kiths will last longer. Only Margren's shrine with our Jagged Keep can lead you to the Defiler God. Kith, if Margren wishes you to face him, surely she will fire the way.
Rest now, warrior. Your soul is safe with me.
I never saw such creatures before joining your crew.
Who comes now to stoke the flames of chaos further? Have I not yet feasted enough? I suppose I can make room for another.
No, no. That can't be healthy.
Just realized how lucky we are to have never run across a sewer dragon.
We struck a deal. Eons ago. I did with a wily Brenthis. It's true these Rathun fed me exquisitely for so long. But today, they sought my wings like a firestorm to battle. My fangs like hot spears to pierce a god. I am the heart of the fire. I cannot be controlled. Not by a giant's weak will, and not by a sputtering trinket. The Rathun would pay their tributes of flesh and blood, fire and gold. And I, when called upon, would fight fiercely at their side. That arrogant priestess thought to ride me, the magma that fires the mountain. She sought to command me. So I consumed her. The Rathoon forged their deal when I was but a hatchling. Now no one controls me. And I would never fight a god for fools.
Well, that's a relief. Thought we were fighting a dragon. But this is just a big snake.
You are a creature most amusing. Perhaps I shall yet allow you to live. Indeed, I did. But you seem far more clever. Should I believe the wretched words of a trespasser in my den? Even were it so, the fire feeds me. It can cause me no harm. Perhaps you speak the truth, and such may come to pass. Only fools die fighting the gods. I have lived for eons, and I will live for eons longer. I fly.
And it is not in pleasure, not for Mother Margaret. I should have listened when she said nothing. But I was willing to die to reach the Everflame, to sacrifice them and everything to ash, to vanquish the Defiler. And I am burning, but not in the flame. Not with honor and eternity, but for a moment. I am disgraced. Who will lay the talk before the Mother to fire the way? Who is left? Who will guard the sacred spire, the Mother's mind? Who will descend the shrine to the Defiler's god's face? Not to these hands that are ashes sifting on a breath that is a last sigh of a wretchedly snuffed life. Not to me and mine. Now she who was blackened and befouled and forsaken by the flames, forsaken by Margaret.
Rest easy now, priestess. I'll harvest your soul and your torment too.
Scurriers in my keep, make ready to be crushed, vermin of Eothas! You felled her, and her dragon? Then the Bathor will decide your fate. He awaits at the back of the keep.
Kith, how is it you have come to be here? Nay, it is of little matter. Your words hold no weight, Kith. Rathoon decide their own battles. I concede to your point. For the time being. Aethys deserves death, not words. The Defiler God has brought war to Ashen Moor in revenge against Margaret and her Athun. What is your relation to Aethys, if not to act with him against Margaret? Mere kith are seldom agents of such a powerful deity. If you have no plans to defend the Defiler God, then we've no quarrel with you, Kith. We are prepared to assault Aethys at the base of the moor. The shrine will lower us to the sacred Ardra Pillar, where the embodied god now gluts himself. Even if I believed you, I cannot do such a thing. We guard the sacred depths of the moor. None may freely enter. Thus the shrine lies dormant, locked without the talk of Bethacton. Our High Priestess. The Brenthis is the talk's rightful bearer, but she has yet to return to the keep. Then it is as I feared, and as I felt. Her flames have been extinguished. I do not share the Brenthis' ability to commune with Margaret, but I must believe the goddess would will us to fight. We must make a final stand. I heard shouts of your triumph preceding you. It would seem you are unparalleled among your kind. And mine. What became of the Ancient? Jorda Fairless? Triumph will be nigh impossible without her.
What makes you think something happened to her?
Oh, who needs some old lizard anyway?
You will answer me, Kith, without trickery or lies. Indeed. I feared the worst when the Brenthis failed to return with the beast. We've no choice. Despite the odds, we'll attack without either's strength. If this is to be our last stand, we must prepare ourselves, either for victory or for sacrifice. Lest Margaret forsake us for our failures. You've earned the right to Fire Shrine, with the talk of the Ever Flame. But we cannot join you as yet, in facing the Defiler.
Watcher, the time does not allow for niceties. Even now, Aethys gains strength from the spire. What progress have you to report? Then they will burn to ash and return to the mud kiln from whence they came. Presently, I shall erupt this volcano, and with it, consume Aethys. I suggest you retreat if you at all value your mortal form. I formed the Rathun to serve, to ward against Kith in order to safeguard Ukaizo. Now they have served me. Their sacrifice is not without honor, as yours, too, will be. Fare thee on, Watcher. My condolences, should you die.
Watcher, I wasn't sure you'd make it. But there is enough of you in me to grasp that you had a better chance than most. Some would say it's because you have a strong soul. Great deeds come easily to one so spiritually blessed. Or have you become great because of what has been thrust upon you? Watcher of Cad Nua, Herald of Berith, Hound of Aethys.
Oh my God. You're really, this can't.
I see you, Shoti. I am glad that we could meet, even if it is under quite unpleasant circumstances.
This is really happening, right? Gon, your humble priestess is before you. Please, tell me what you require of me. How do I save more lost souls than I can carry in one lifetime?
Face bright red, sweat beading her brow. Shodi stumbles precariously closer to the edge. Lantern rattling, she catches herself. A mere moment before she would have toppled over.
I know that you have undertaken a noble mission. But I will tell you what I told the Watcher. You need not fear for the lost souls of this world. As for you, Watcher, why is it you believe you have made it this far? Even after all these years, countless generations, we don't know either. The brightest souls can burn out in an instant, and even a pathetic, feeble spark can grow brilliant in time. But you have come a great distance for answers. What would you ask of me, Watcher?
That we have, and I got a request. Down here. God, look how full my lantern is. I've been harvesting day and night for you, my God.
Lantern rattling, sickle gripped so tight her knuckles are white. She waves her arms over her head as she shouts.
My dear Shodi, I do not mean to diminish your presence here. But this is a question that the Watcher needs to answer. He alone was tasked with pursuing me. The gods have placed him in this fire. It is only right that we speak together now. You need to know? Or Berith? Or the gods? It seems someone else needs to know. One who has held me to the flames once before. Margaret fears what I will do, just as she feared what I would do in the Deerwood. But this time, there is no power on Eora or in all of hell to stop me. Understand that what I'm saying is neither a boast nor a challenge. It is the clearest statement of truth I can give you. Give Berith, in the hopes of dissuading you from taking actions that may harm others. Force gods and mortals alike to open their eyes to one another. It seems my sister does not like the sound of that. I want to return the gods to our original purpose, and to allow mortals to worship us, or ignore us, for what we are, not what we pretend to be.
Whatever you're doing, there's gotta be a better way.
When I entered Widewin, I did so with the intention of illuminating the history of Anguith. I wanted to show all the nations of the Eastern Reach the machines we had used to create ourselves, how we had hidden our true nature from mortals for millennia. But even if I had succeeded, my words would have been easy to deny. Belief creates the foundation upon which a mind's reality is built. Some minds can never let go of that foundation. They would rather hold tight to the world in their mind than accept what they're being told. I have not come to speak, to convince, to plead, but to break the foundations of belief itself, to extinguish the lights that maintain the illusions we have created. We took on the mantles of gods from legends, and in so doing, made real what was false, crafted truth from fiction. The time has come for a new covenant between gods and mortals. one forged in the light of truth and understanding between our kind. I will leave this place and go to the lost city the Huana call Ukaizo. It is there that all souls pass through the machines of the gods, where all souls pass into the beyond before beginning their next life. When I reach that place, I will find our great machines and tear them to pieces. I will smash the great wheel until the lights of hell all gutter and die. And when my work is done, I will leave this world forever.
More destruction. You're tearing the whole world apart because you can't make peace among yourselves.
Adair, there will never be peace among mortals, so long as they are unwittingly manipulated by the gods. The divine enslavement that Woodica reveres perpetuates ignorance, chaos, and violence across the world. I only wish to destroy the darkness that surrounds the gods, that you may better see us for what we are. Both gods and mortals alike rely on the wheel. We depend on it for the souls that give us power. Mortals depend on it for the lives of future generations. Breaking it will force all of us to face the truth. We will fail together or move forward together. Either ending is preferable to the cycle we still find ourselves in.
Dawn, wait! Before it's too late, you gotta take the souls I harvested for you.
The priestess thrusts her light-pulsing lantern outward, as if waiting for Aethys to take it from her.
They are not for me to take. Shodi, you are their guardian now. You are their protector. You have taken responsibility for them, and only you can decide their fate. Once again, the gods have put you in a precarious position, Watcher. Considering all the troubles I have put you through, the least I can do is protect you from the wrath Margaret has intended for me. Perhaps I will have another opportunity to make amends. Until then, this will have to do. Brace yourself, Watcher.
Guys and gals, we are literally being touched by the hand of God right now.
Despite herself, Shodi squeals. Trembling, she sways on her feet as if she might faint.
Hey, Aethys, we're not done here. You and I, we're not finished. Don't think you can just move me aside like all the rest. Maybe you can't be stopped. But on behalf of everyone you've trampled, betrayed, and ignored, I'll be coming to see you again.
Adair spits. In the surging heat, it never reaches the ground.
Perhaps we will meet again, Adair. Until then, take care of the Watcher.
Aethys's great hand floats away from the luminous Audra pillar. As it pulls back, for a brief moment you see a golden tether flash into existence between the pillar and the great Titan's back. When the Audra fingers gently cradle you, there is first a sensation of warmth, but it is followed by a harsh splitting of consciousness. Your awareness vacillates erratically between the physical world and the spiritual dimension of Aethys's body. Your soul glides amid the many trapped with Aethys. As your brilliant form passes by them, they call and reach out for help. Below Aethys's body, the volcano erupts. Molten rock rushes over the great Audra body, but does not slow its movement. Rathun rush to higher ground, but cannot outpace the lava, which overwhelms and consumes them as it rises. Your attention returns to the heart of Aethys's body. Deep within the whirling masses of souls, you again sense your own presence, the fragment that was taken from you. This time, you reach out to it as it reaches out to you. You meet somewhere in the great mass of Audra, the rest of the souls fading at the edge of your awareness. We are together again. Are you ready to be together again? Are you certain? Since we've parted, you've become someone else, and I have become myself. When we join, we won't be ourselves anymore. Your senses yank back to your body, still in Aethys's hand. There is light, sunlight. He has emerged from Ashen Maw, the rim of the volcano and the great keep of the Rathun collapsing behind him. The Audra is barely visible through the thick lava covering his body. And still, he moves. The ocean is gone, water sucked away, leaving only the bare seabed glistening in an ominous silence. You summon the strength to turn your head. Through the cracks in the great god's fingers, you see a wall of water, taller than Nekataka, taller than Aethys, as tall as the moon. It comes with the rumbling of a terrible stampede. The wave slams into Aethys. His hand closes, protecting you from the devastation. Somewhere in your mind, you hear Andra screaming. You are back inside him. Back with yourself. Are you still the same Watcher who returned the lost souls of the Deerwood to the wheel? The soul observes you, waiting. I am. Good. Then this should be easy. You feel cool air, seawater. The back of your mind pulls your attention back to your body. Aethys stands amid the now calm waves. Kraken futilely clinging to his limbs as he gingerly sets down your ship with one hand. He carefully opens his other, setting your body on the deck. As your head comes to rest, your vision rocks forward, pulled back into the Audra, back to your soul. Some of us is lost to him. Fragments and the empty spaces between them. They will always be a part of him. But we are still us. And it's time for us to go. Together. The soul rushes toward you, flying into you with ferocious speed. You are thrust back through the Audra, out of the palm of Aethys's hand, back into your body. You can feel the sensation of your skin, the warmth of the Audra, but you are not fully in control. The other soul struggles to reach the surface of the body's consciousness, but you pull it down. Entangled, you float in a dark, boundless expanse. The more you fight each other, the closer you become, until somehow, impossibly, every piece of you is touching every piece of them. Through the distant window of your eyes, you see Aethys push slowly against your ship. Though his touch is light, it is still the touch of a god. The ship lurches, rapidly tearing across the water southward. His hand pulls away from your ship's wake, his body straightening, towering overhead. The volcanic rock, now cooled and gently steaming, sloughs from his body as he moves. The Audra beneath is still immaculate, unmarred. He watches you depart, and you hear a voice in your mind as you sink deeper into the blackness of sleep.
Tell them what you have witnessed, Watcher. Tell them what is coming.
The windows of your eyes retreat into the distance. The fragment of your soul is so close to you in the darkness that you can't tell if its thoughts are separate from your own. Aethys is going to Ukaizo? He's going to stop the wheel? Aethys is going to Ukaizo. Aethys is going to Ukaizo. He's going to stop the wheel. The words repeat in your mind until they become an incessant, meaningless mantra. Involuntary meditation in the emptiness of your unconscious. When the words finally dissolve and become part of the darkness, you see a pinpoint of light. You no longer sense the other soul. No longer sense the person you were before Aethys touched you. You swim toward the light. As you come closer, the light becomes two blurry spots of radiance. You settle in behind your eyes and feel your lips already moving, mumbling. Around your body, you sense familiar scents and sounds, voices raised in shock and alarm. You take control of your mouth, opening it wide and drawing a great breath.